Welcome to the PR Maven Podcast, a podcast all about growing your network and building your brand through traditional and digital networking techniques. I'm Nancy Marshall, the PR Maven and CEO of Marshall Communications. I've been strengthening brands through PR for over 35 years, and now I'm celebrating the success of executives, influencers, business owners, and entrepreneurs from all around the world, all of whom have cultivated their brands and broadened their networks through traditional and digital networking methods. Each week, I interview one of these interesting and influential individuals and provide an opportunity for you, the PR Maven Nation, to gain insights from their strategies and stories. So stay tuned for this week's episode, and thanks for listening. Jordan Rowan joined Front in Maine and the Lockwood Hotel with 10 years of experience in food and beverage and room operations across multiple properties in the seaside beach community of Cape May, New Jersey. A graduate of Lehigh University, his most recent position was general manager at the Virginia Hotel, a Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Award top 10 property in the Mid-Atlantic region for the past 7 years. Jordan is passionate about food, craft beer, and travel, and when he isn't working, he likes to spend his free time with his wife, Gabriella, and their 3-year-old daughter, Lilo, reading storybooks, making animals out of Play-Doh, and building pillow forts. Jordan is thrilled to be leading the opening team at the Lockwood Hotel and is excited to welcome guests to downtown Waterville. Chef Jesse Souza is a New England native who returned to Maine to join the Lockwood Hotel and Front in Maine restaurant after spending the better part of 3 decades cooking in all 4 corners of the United States. This journey began as a teen working on the Maine coast, washing dishes and making salads, and quickly led to a cross-country relocation to the San Francisco Bay Area. This was the beginning of a newfound passion for both regional American cuisine as well as the culture and camaraderie of a life in hospitality. Jesse eventually joined Noble House Hotels and Resorts and would spend 14 years with them as executive chef at multiple properties from Florida to Southern California and ultimately the Pacific Northwest, spending the last 6 years at the Edgewater Hotel in Seattle, Washington. During a brief relocation back to Maine in 2005, Jesse met his wife-to-be, Shannon, and quite effectively fooled her into saying yes and rambling around this country on a great adventure. Together, they spend free time with their young daughter, Georgina, and a small zoo of pets. His passions include writing, drawing, cooking, and family. So, Jordan, we are here in the beautiful Front in Maine restaurant. Tell me about it. How did it come about in the first place? Who owns it, and what is the vision for the future?
Well, thank you, Nancy, and welcome to Front in Maine. It's so good to have you here. Front in Maine, the restaurant within the Lockwood Hotel, was built and developed by Colby College. They're the owners here. And this is one part, really the central part of an overall vision that Colby had for downtown Waterville and a revitalization that's been underway for a few years now, starting with the construction of the Bill and Joan Alfond Commons just down the street a few blocks from us, which now houses 200 upperclassmen Colby students. So the idea here was really for the college to take a direct role in investing in downtown Waterville, seeking to revitalize what once was a bustling commercial district, getting it back to those glory days. And the hotel and restaurant, kind of the capstone of those projects, putting the direct support for local businesses here in town, not half a mile away or 3 miles away, but directly in downtown. So we can really support the community as a whole and be a part of what should be a great next chapter for Waterville.
Well, as an alumna of Colby and a Colby mom, it makes me very proud of my alma mater that they're doing this, because it's just going to make Waterville and Colby so much more appealing to have a bustling downtown like this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's a lot of excitement in town, I think, for these projects and for seeing what can be. It just feels like we're on the precipice of something really exciting.
Yeah, it is. It'll be great. It already is great, but it's going to be even greater in the future. So Jesse, Chef Jesse, tell me about the menu and how you are sourcing from local vendors.
Well, our menu is what I would call contemporary American, with a very heavy focus on Maine traditions. We have things like ploys, which is a traditional Acadian, almost like a pancake and a crepe combo. We have red flannel hash, which is a northern Maine tradition. We have pork and beans, featuring pork belly from Broad Arrow Farm in Bristol, and using buckwheat flour to make our own homemade brown bread in a can. Buckwheat flour from Maine Grains up in Skowhegan. So we're trying to stay true to our roots and show some respect to a lot of the great food traditions of the state, and still, provide something for everyone. We have a lot of different people coming through. We're going to have hotel guests, we have students, we have locals, and we want to showcase what we can do.
Are these dishes that you grew up with in your own household?
Some of them, yeah, for sure. Red flannel hash was something that I grew up eating, and traditionally that could be made with boiled dinner leftovers or what we had around. And here it's a little different. It always has beets in it, and it always has some sort of meat, but we do a nice slab bacon and beets and root vegetables, and we serve it with scallops for dinner and poached eggs for brunch.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And that's a main thing that I love. My mom used to volunteer at a place called the Norlands, which is a living history farm near Livermore Falls. And she used to do the kitchen scene where she would teach kids how, in the old days, people used to just look in the cupboard and see what they had.
Absolutely.
Instead of, let's just go to the Hannaford.
Absolutely. Utilization, and we've tried to do a lot of utilization with the most local ingredients we can get. We do great business with Crooked Face Creamery as well in Skowhegan. Their ricotta and their other cheeses are featured in many places on the menu.
I'm really happy to see how you're supporting local businesses like Crooked Face Creamery, Amy Rowbottom, Maine Grains, Amber Lamke, and 3 Level and Broad Arrow Farm. So those are really great businesses, and your support is going to mean so much to them. And your diners are going to love having their local products.
Thank you. Yes, we've had some great response from it, and they're all amazing partners.
Yeah. Me, as the PR person for this restaurant, it has been a really great story to tell to the media, and the media loves that too. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
So Jordan, tell me about the artwork and the collaboration with the Colby College Museum of Art.
Yeah, absolutely. So along with the other investments in downtown, there's a heavy focus on art. Colby College Museum of Art is one of the best in the country, and we wanted to really lean into that relationship. And so here in the lobby area, we have a number of paintings and wood reliefs by Bernard Langlais, who's local, out of Skowhegan originally, contemporary artist from the mostly active in the 60s and 70s. Really gorgeous pieces decorating the lobby and bar area. And then as you move along into the restaurant, we have a number of framed photographs. And these photographs are showcasing some traditional Wabanaki Indian basket weaving art by a local artist, Jeremy Frey. We brought in a local photographer from University of Maine at Augusta to take photographs of them, which came out beautifully. And we commissioned a local framer to do custom frames for the photos made from local wood. So really kind of encapsulates all in one little slice what Front and Maine is all about, which is local. So we're really excited to showcase the fabulous art that's in this area and kind of be that stage for these artists to shine.
Yeah, Bernard Langlais, he went to the Skowhegan School of Painting and Sculpture.
That's right.
Which is a very famous art institution right in Skowhegan that a lot of Maine people don't even know about. It's really more famous worldwide than it is in Maine. And because of that Skowhegan School, which is now probably 70 years old, there have been really famous artists in Skowhegan for years.
Yeah, and we just feel so fortunate to, have this museum quality artwork in our space and give it this place to shine where it's getting a ton of traffic. People are seeing it. People are getting to experience it and enjoy it, which is, I think the whole point of artwork. So.
Yeah, it's really nice that you have the collaboration with the Colby Museum of Art, and people will be able to stay here and enjoy the art here, and then go up to Mayflower Hill and visit the museum. And
yes,
I mean, you're really lucky to have curation from a professional staff like the Colby Museum.
Absolutely, Jacqueline Terrassa and Julianne Gilland, who have helped curate the artwork for the space here. They've just been amazing partners to work with, and it's very exciting to have these pieces here and on display.
Yeah, it's great. So, Jordan, when did you open, and exactly what are your plans for the summertime when the patios can open up?
Sure. So we opened our doors on March 18th. We're currently serving dinner 7 nights a week and weekend brunch on Saturday and Sundays. We're planning to continue to expand our offerings as we approach our hotel opening. So we are planning to roll out some outdoor dining sometime by early May as the weather improves. Looking to roll out lunch concepts sometime probably or early to midsummer as well, and all leading up towards our hotel opening, which is anticipated at the end of August. Once we open the hotel, we'll see our restaurant service kind of pivot to 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner service, probably retaining some sort of the character of a brunch on the weekends, but we'll be open. We'll be open and serving and eager for everyone to come in and try our food. Yeah,
that's going to be really awesome to have the hotel and the restaurant just buzzing.
We're very excited to get back to it. I think there's, so much of this pent-up demand as everyone feels like we're getting towards the end of this crazy year we've had. And I can see from the guests that we've had in so far that there's a desire for that community that comes from a restaurant and a hotel setting. It's been sorely lacking in this past year, and so we're excited to kind of give people that opportunity to enjoy themselves, cut loose a little bit, enjoy some of the finer things. So.
Yeah, it'll be like a grand coming out party.
Yeah, exactly.
So can you tell me about the drinks being served at the bar and some special riffs on Maine drinks?
Yeah, definitely. So as Chef has done an amazing job with his menu of pulling in local ingredients, working with local vendors to really make sure that the menu was reflective of the bounty that we have here in Central Maine. We've made sure to have the same focus on our beverage offerings. John Philip Sandy, our director of food and beverage, is a fabulous mixologist, and he's put together some really interesting cocktails. Some of them make use of local spirits, such as our Riverside Revival, which features Jigger and Jones gin out of Bangor with frangelico, lemon, and a fennel simple syrup.
I've had it. It's very good.
It's very good. Or the Main Street Mule, which is made with Cold River vodka, blueberries, and Maine Root ginger beer. So really going for those high quality ingredients, local ingredients, and putting together some really fabulous riffs on some classics. My favorite, though, has got to be the Old Fashioned Maine, which actually features in a little bit of a change up from a traditional Old Fashioned, Allen's coffee brandy and some iced coffee. And I have to be honest, I was not sure about this drink before I tried it, and it has quickly run away as my favorite and quite a few of our guests' favorite. It's delicious, and it somehow all works together, and it's got this distinctly Maine feel for an Old Fashioned.
It is really good. I have to say that I've been lucky enough to sit at this bar several times already and try some of these drinks, and they are really delicious. And you guys have just been so creative in combining some of the local liquors with what I call indigenous Maine ingredients, like Allen's coffee brandy.
Like Allen's, yeah. Well, look, we're really we feel fortunate because there's such a great plethora of options here for us to choose from. I mean, beyond what I just mentioned, we've worked with Tree Spirits out of Oakland. They've got a lot of great offerings. New England Distilling, Split Rock, Liquid Riot. Three of Strong down in Portland makes this amazing Parchando 12-year rum. That's a great sip for after dinner. So there's a lot of great options for us to work with, and that makes our jobs easier.
Well, I heard the food editor of the New York Times, Sam Sifton, speak about the food scene in Maine the other night. He did Maine Voices Live with the Portland Press Herald, and he was just saying that the state of Maine has done just such an amazing job with celebrating local ingredients. And I was thinking that this place obviously represents that. So immediately I was emailing him and saying, Sam, you've got to get up to Waterville, because he was talking mostly about Portland.
Yeah, of course. Well, we're eager to help shift some of the conversation up our way. Our tagline here is farms, fields, bays, and oceans, because that's where we're pulling from. And we're excited to, more than anything, be a platform to celebrate these local vendors, local farmers, creameries, fishmongers. There's so much here to be proud of.
And the artists.
And the
too,
artists.
Really
Yeah, exactly. So it really permeates every corner of the restaurant and hotel.
Nice. Well, we're going to be back in just a moment and continue our conversation with Jordan and Chef Jesse. But first, I want to talk about my new book, which is called Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand, available on Amazon.com as a paperback or Kindle. And it's also an Audible version that you can purchase from Amazon.com. So we're going to give away a free Kindle version if you go to prmaven.com/giveaway. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Do you want to grow your client or customer base? Perhaps increase brand awareness? Maybe tell your unique story more effectively? Of course you do. But you may be worried that you don't have enough expertise to make that happen. Well, no worries, PR Maven Nation. Let the PR Maven herself, Nancy Marshall, show you how easy it is to get your message across effectively using a powerful yet simple tool, a message map. Nancy's training is often called informative and constructive, well-designed and impactful, with a perfect blend of theory and real-life experience. You will leverage Nancy's expertise to create your own message map when you register for this comprehensive online video training course, which is broken down into 4 easy-to-understand modules. Normally, this course is priced at $147, but for listeners of the PR Maven podcast, that's you, PR Maven Nation, it's only $29 when you enter the code word podcast during enrollment. It even includes a workbook and bonus content to guide you through the process. So go to prmaven.com and click on the Message Map Mastery course to enroll today. Remember, enter the word podcast during enrollment for a special discounted price of $29.
Welcome back, and today we're talking with Jordan Rowan and Chef Jesse Souza from Front and Main Restaurant in Waterville, Maine. And I want to dive right back in with more questions. Chef, tell me about the kids menu.
Well, with the kids menu, there's some classics you always have to have, like a grilled cheese sandwich and probably some sliders and things like that. But we wanted to have a little fun with it. So we titled our kids menu a very grown-up menu. We wanted to make them feel a little special when they come in. And we divided it into a couple of different segments. One is munchers and one is brunchers. And under munchers, we made sure to feature a W.A. Beans red hot dog on a classic grilled bun, and also a mac and cheese with a Fox family potato chip crust, which is very delicious. And under brunchers, we have those ploys again. So a really beautiful, crispy on one side and bubbly on the other ploy with berries and maple syrup. We wanted kids to have as much fun and feel as welcome as the adults.
Aw, that's really sweet. And I know, do you have kids?
I do. I have a 5.5-year-old daughter. She's just entering pre-kindergarten, and she'll be attending kindergarten in the fall.
Has she eaten here yet?
Oh yeah, she had the ploys.
Oh,
And,
good.
Yep, she had the ploys and she had a red hot dog. She gave her seal of approval on both.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yes.
And Jordan, I know you have a daughter also, and she's eaten here as well.
I do, yeah. She's almost 3, and I think Chef and I definitely both had our daughters in mind as we were kind of workshopping this menu and having some fun with it and wanting to bring, some elements of the local food we're using here, even onto the kids menu, which I don't think is always done, even in menus that are really, heavy on farm to table or local food to table concept. Getting that into like really every part of the kids menu too it was a lot of fun to get there. So
Absolutely.
and our girls love it. They love coming here.
They do. They like the dessert menu quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think
kids menu's
the
fun.
dessert menu is an extension of the kids menu,
Well, tell me what's on the dessert menu.
Well, we have, the dessert that my daughter wants that I won't let her have because it has espresso in the frosting is the chocolate hazelnut torte. I made that mistake once with coffee ice cream. I won't do that again. She loves the carrot cake. We have a spiced carrot cake with candied walnuts and lemon curd. A lemon ricotta cheesecake, which is just our take on a classic. That actually heavily features Amy Rowbottom's ricotta cheese from Crooked Face, which is awesome. And we also have a coconut panna cotta, which is vegan, gluten-free, nut-free. It is basically our answer to a delicious option for those with allergen concerns. And I did want to mention that the entire dessert menu is gluten-free. We use a cup-for-cup flour, and we wanted our dessert menu and also everything coming out of our deep fryers to be gluten-free and ready to be enjoyed by people who are celiac or people who have other gluten allergies. And it's been going really well. It's been getting great response.
Well, I've been enjoying following you on Instagram, and also I know that you give shout outs to your pastry chef Olivia too. So
I do.
Your Instagram definitely has personality.
Thank you very much.
I can feel the love in the kitchen.
Thank you. I try to keep it lively and keep showcasing what we're doing and keep it interesting and a good balance between the posts and then the stories, and we can have a little more fun sometimes with the stories with some music and some other things. And anybody who wants to find me there or follow can find me at Chef J Souza. And we try to post at least a few times a week.
Yeah, well, I can tell you're a creative soul,
Thank you very much.
sure.
Thank you.
That shows. So, Jordan, tell me about the plans for the Lockwood Hotel and its opening.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 53 guest rooms upstairs. We have been housing actually Colby College students in there throughout the school year. Been fortunate that with everything that's happened due to COVID, Colby had access to these rooms upstairs, and so the students are living there right now. They must have the nicest bathrooms of any dormitory in the country. So they've been enjoying the hotel life this year. They're heading out shortly after commencement at the end of May. We're gonna dive back in and do a couple months of retooling and getting it ready to turn into a hotel, and then launching, targeting the end of August to open our hotel to the public. So very, very excited for that, and that'll kind of be the culmination of what's been a long road to get here, between the development of the property and some setbacks due to COVID, finally getting the restaurant open a few weeks ago, which is a big milestone and very exciting, and just looking forward to having the whole property really come together at the end of the summer.
Yeah. When will you be taking reservations?
We expect reservations to open up beginning sometime in May, by early June at the latest. So encouraging everyone to check out our website, lockwood-hotel.com. And there's a spot there you can sign up, add your email, and join our mailing list. That way you'll be the first to know when we do open up our books, start accepting reservations. We'll get some mailers out there and make sure people are aware that it's time to book.
Right. And this is going to be just such a great venue for meetings and Gatherings, weddings?
Yeah, so beyond what we have here in the restaurant itself, we've got we're seated right now in our private dining room, which accommodates up to 12 for dinner, and we've got like a full audio-visual package in here, so we can host meetings and group functions. We also have some outdoor space both on the north side and south side of the building, so really great event space or pre-event space, post-event space, and then we have a banquet and meeting room that accommodates about up to 40 people with a large terrace off of that room as well. So, we foresee that getting a lot of use for rehearsal dinners or group meetings or retreats. So definitely anticipating that we'll see a lot of excitement and anticipation for people to come in and take advantage of this gorgeous building.
It is beautiful. It will be a very nice place to have any kind of an event or function. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for either of you or both of you, is there a book, a website, or an app that you have found particularly helpful in your work or your life, and why?
Okay. Yeah. So we were actually talking about this earlier today. Simon Sinek has a great ethos about starting with why. And it's something that we've tried to do with our team here. We had this fabulous opportunity opening a new property, a new restaurant, and getting to start from scratch with our staff and really, shape the restaurant in the image that we were going for. And training was a big piece of that. And we spent a better part of 2.5 weeks with our staff and working on every aspect of our service and being making sure that we have a servant's heart, and we've, there's natural intuitions to take care of the guests and make sure that their experience from start to finish is amazing. It's really helpful for any of us in leadership positions to make sure that we're not just telling people how to do things and what to do and how to do it, which of course training always needs to focus on, but also telling them why. Why it's important that we feature local ingredients, why it's important that we ask them to do X, Y, or Z in that specific way, why the systems and processes work the way they do. And so we really make an emphasis on that with our team here, starting with why and making sure that they're brought along for the ride and not just dictated to. So
I like that. I like that book a lot. And actually, I have reread it several times. Yeah. So that's a good one. And how about you, Chef?
I have two that have stuck with me through the years, and one is an obvious choice. It's been reinvented, I believe, as the Flavor Bible, but originally it was called Culinary Artistry. It was by a couple of authors named Dornenberg and Page, and it just is just such a useful toolbox for young culinarians, experienced culinarians, home cooks, everyone, because it has chapters on seasons, it has chapters on ingredients, and it also just has very succinct lists of here's what goes with scallops, here's what goes with salmon, and it helps to jog your creativity and helps to kind of get your juices flowing when you're trying to get into a flow state of creativity when it comes to food. And then one that I read a long time ago that I've gone back to a few times over the years. Before Thomas Keller hit the scene with French Laundry, Charlie Trotter in Chicago was kind of the standard bearer for excellence with chefs. And he wrote a book called Lessons in Excellence. And it was really influential for me as I was a young sous chef and making my way into the management world. And I mean, he wrote an entire book talking essentially about paying attention to detail and how that paying attention to detail will help take care of your business from your associates to your guests and to yourself. So those two have stuck with me and helped me along the way.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, because everything is details, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think details all add up.
The best hospitality experiences are generally all about the details, a sum of the parts.
Right. And you're going to be attracting guests here who will know. They'll be able to tell.
100%.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Thank you for those recommendations. I must say that this particular question in my podcast sometimes is the thing that people listen for, because I have people that actually follow up on every recommendation.
Oh,
so
awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So how can people get in touch with each of you?
Any inquiries regarding the hotel, you can reach out at info at lockwood-hotel.com if you want to contact us directly. Or like I mentioned earlier, checking out our website, lockwood-hotel.com. You can sign up, add your email to be on our newsletters and upcoming promotions. You can also email us at info@frontendmainwaterville.com if it's a question specific to the restaurant, or give us a call. The number here for the hotel, 207-660-0120, or the restaurant, 207-660-0130.
Awesome.
So, and of course, check us out on social media as well, where we've got our Instagram account, Front and Main Waterville, and Lockwood Hotel Waterville, both Instagram and Facebook. We're posting, we're resharing chefs' awesome, a little bit more personality posts, and having some fun, just getting the word out there about Front and Main, what we're doing here, and what we're excited to do next.
Yeah, and I also love how on your social you're also engaging with the brands that you're representing here. So that's fun for me to see, kind of that ecosystem starting.
Yeah, well, I think I said it before. We're a big part of what we're doing here is we want to be the stage for so many of these great local products, and so we want that to translate into our social media as well. It's a lot less about Front and Main, and it's more about championing the great resources that we have and what's going into our menu. So,
Well, this is a beautiful place, and this was really fun to chat with both of you. We're here in the private dining room that is filled with sun and springtime and hope for the future. Of course, I'm like a caged animal because I'm so social, and this past year has been so hard for me with COVID. So I am just ready to bust out and celebrate.
I think we all are. We didn't get into hospitality because we're antisocial. That's for sure.
We're all ready to get out there.
It's exciting to play host, which is kind of what our job is, right? We get to we're just trying to host the coolest party in Waterville. Is what we're doing.
Perhaps in the state of Maine.
Perhaps in the state of Maine, yeah. Perhaps. So that's exciting. I think Jesse and I both really like going out for a good meal, staying at a nice hotel. Being pampered if we get the opportunity.
Why not?
When we occasionally do, and we get to provide that experience for other people as part of our work, and that's pretty special. So
I think it is. I think it's very special. So thanks to both of you for your time. I know you're crazy busy these days, and I'm honored that you joined me on the PR Maven podcast. And I look forward to having you again a year from now when we can really be looking back on this this wild journey that we've all been through.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having us, Nancy.
Thank you, and have a great day, PR Maven Nation. Thanks for listening to this episode of the PR Maven podcast. I invite you to share a review of the podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also join the PR Maven Nation on Facebook. It's free to join, and it's a great community of like-minded individuals who are all looking to learn and grow from one another. If you use an Alexa device, use your Alexa app to search the skills and games section to find and enable the PR Maven podcast flash briefing. This will give you access to exclusive content and more PR and marketing advice. Thanks again for listening, and have a great rest of your week, PR Maven Nation.